Sup, gang, crumb gang. Welcome back to the channel, man. We the reaction to the boy Omar yet again. Love Island USA has a racism problem on their hands. Uh, so by the time this is probably gonna come out, I didn't watch the last couple episodes, but I think I know who wins. I mean, shit. I think y'all should know. And if this is Love Island video, whatever. So but they had sent, I believe, two people home. They sent Sierra home, and the girl from like episode 2 or 3, she was out of there. Hispanic chick, Yalissa. She didn't even get a she didn't even get a chance. I think everybody else has got voted out or dumped or whatever, whatever. I don't think no one like was sent home by the producers and shit. Alyssa, she was saying the N word, talking to somebody, I think on a podcast or on a video, whatever. Sierra, I think she said something towards I guess a slur against the Asian community. I don't know. I can't remember what. I remember watching it in the show. Maybe I do if it's the word I think it is, but because my girl said that's the word, but I was like, that's the word. I don't know. Either way, I don't give a fuck. But I'm not Asian, so I can't say that. But anybody about the show about Yulissa, I don't give a shit. I don't care what Hispanics. I ain't gonna lie. I really don't care when anybody uses this shit. If you use it in the regular term, regular, to a certain extent. Like, well, okay, maybe I'll take that back because it's funny seeing that shit on Instagram Reels and seeing a white person say like, "Damn, I'm like, this shit's crazy, dog." But I don't think I think I heard one white person say that shit in person, but he wasn't saying it in a crazy term, and I wasn't my man's, and I heard it from like kind of afar a little bit, so it was like, I was like, hey man, did you say that? I'm not gonna do that. I don't. It's a word at the end of the day. Obviously, words mean something, but I feel like if you don't use it in a derogatory term, or if you're just trying to be cool. Now, I'm not gonna be like, you can't say this word because you're white. Bro, it's 2025, bro. They're gonna say it regardless. They're gonna say it behind closed doors. They're gonna say whatever. Now, hard R, I had a problem with that one. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. Cool. I'll allow that. Let's see what Omar gonna talk about. Maybe he gonna educate me why they should not use that word. Yada. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what Sierra used, but
Love Island has been sweeping the nation this summer, gluing folks to their seats every summer night except for Wednesdays and Saturdays, I think, to have people flock to a show in which the most outrageous things happen. And while you would think that the nastiest parts of the show come from when they're spitting milk in people's mouths,
that's
it's not
so
actually
nasty.
that. This reality show has a racism problem.
Love Island USA contestant Sierra Ortega abruptly exited season 7 of the show after 2 of her social media posts from 2015 and 2023 resurfaced that appeared to show her using a racial slur.
Oh, 2015?
Ortega appeared to use
2015? Bro, I think this whole show, okay, this whole cast members are around my age, like early 20s to, I think the oldest person is 29. Zach, I think everybody else is like 26 and below that. We're in the 20, so 10 years ago, we was like, they're like 15, 16, 17. They're minors, bro. Look at what the kids are. Go on Instagram right now, comments like sections like that. I ain't gonna lie, that's stupid. I'm gonna hold it 2015. Now, okay, let me hear what you said in 2015 one. It had to be something crazy, like a death threat or something, for me to actually like take that shit serious. I wouldn't give a fuck. 2023, okay, she's mature than that. Let's see.
to Asian people while describing cosmetic procedures she wanted to get, according to the Daily Mail. Fans took to social media prior to Ortega's departure, sharing their outrage over the situation. Ortega's former castmate Beldasha Walker is Asian American and posted on her Instagram story saying she was, quote, incredibly heartbroken to find out what her fellow islander said. Also adding, quote, it is my hope that this situation can help shed light on how big of an issue anti-Asian hate actually is.
The Stop Asian Hate movement started back in 2021 in the midst of the pandemic when everyone discovered or it was announced where the virus first came from. And although there had been hatred and racism and other discriminatory actions pre-pandemic, the pandemic really flared it up and made it to where it was a mainstream thing that needed to be talked about and discussed. So seeing how in 2025 they would put somebody on the show who would be sharing and expressing those sorts of sentiments to this day is extremely weird and threw a lot of people off. Now, she did come out and eventually apologize over the situation.
While I was in the villa, there were some posts that resurfaced from my past where I was very naively using an incredibly offensive and derogatory term. And before I get into the details, I want to first start by addressing not just anyone that I have hurt or deeply offended, but most importantly, the entire Asian community. I am deeply, truly, honestly so sorry. I had no idea that the word held as much pain, as much harm, and came with the history that it did, or I never would have used it. I had no ill intention when I was using it, but that's absolutely no excuse.
Now, let me start it off by saying I am not the person that is looking to accept or deny her apology. I am not a part of that community. I
same.
Can be an ally or a
can't say it's a good apology because it's not towards me.
Who finally dictates if this was an okay apology or if it was not. Now, I do have to mention that the empathy sweatshirt and the jade necklace is a little bit, on the nose. But at the end of the day, I think that she did take full accountability when I watched the full thing, but it's not up to me to determine if what she said was
empathy shirt is kind of crazy,
bad or indifferent. It's up to those that are a part of the community that has been affected. Let's see what they have to say.
The empathy sweater and jade necklace.
I think it was a good apology in the comments, but let's see.
No one in the Asian community is approving. People going to her family, making them feel unsafe.
I did see either yesterday or today. No, not today. I just woke up. Yesterday or the day before. She I follow her on Instagram. I know a lot of niggas unfollowed her. She was cool, whatever. I have her follow on Instagram, but her story, she put hella screenshots of or it was like a collage of all these niggas sending her death threats, bro. I don't know, bro. Death threats is so corny to me, bro. Obviously, she came for y'all your community. I'm saying death threats in general. Off some dumb shit. You can get death threats off when you're so big, bro. People gonna hate you just for being popular, bro. And they looking for any little bad thing you did. Even for this shit, they looking at all your digital footprints. Because nowadays, you are out there. Gen Z, we are out there now. You gonna see old videos. We saw old videos of Austin, Nick. I ain't seen no Jeremiah, but I think it really just Austin and Nick for real. Who else, bro? I can't think of anybody on the top of my head, but I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna be up there, bro. I mean, my shit, I don't think my shit too crazy. If I get up there, my shit there, but it's not like here. You feel me? So whatever.
Unsafe. Definitely not encouraging that. Please don't do that. But how long did it take for you to remember that script? Also, something that's really getting me. Sierra.
No way. No way. Your text contains mixed signals with some parts generated by AI/GPT. 98.18. And here I am thinking this is a decent apology. I can't say nothing because it's not towards me. But if I was, or if this was towards black people, I'd be like, oh, okay, appreciate you. I'm glad we have people like this that can do their research. But even after this, I'm not finna send you a damn death threat. I'm just not. That's just so stupid to me, bro. I'm not doing that. Anyways.
Sarah saying that she agrees with the show's decision to remove her from the villa. So you knew that this was something that you said. This happened very recently, January 2024, and still decided to go on the show.
I thought 2023.
Is, did you think that no one was going to come out with screenshots of you saying it?
It's 2015, 2023.
You agree with Love Island removing you from the show and that it was a necessary punishment. Why do you even go on the show in the first place?
Clocked. Now, it was for a chance to win
$1,000.
And I would like to mention here that I don't condone
the
things that, Sierra said in her apology, which is that people were calling ICE on her family members. Totally wrong. I think that's just a disgusting thing to be done. But there seems to be a problem with the Love Island show by not assessing and addressing and analyzing these people that they get on their show before they actually get them on their show. And I think that in a situation like a Sierra, and this is going to be crazy for me to say, there is a a world in which people could grant her a slight bit of grace. The word that she used, the C word that is derogatory to Chinese people, has been used in mainstream media, pop culture, etc., for the past 20, 30, or 40 years, really for...
So was it that CH word she used towards I think Zach or whatever? Was it that word? I don't know. I really do not know. I think it was, I was watching it with my girl, and my girl said she thinks that was the word that got Scoop. We was a little behind at the time, so she was like, I think that was the word that got her out of there, whatever. I never heard that term for Asian, that derogatory term for Asian people. I never heard that be used as a... I'm thinking about, I'm going to say it. No, let me chill. But I'm thinking about the thing. When I hear that word, I automatically think about the shit across from the Krabby Patty, the Krusty Krab. That, but the bucket. Is that the word? Okay, if it is, sorry y'all had to hear that, bro. I'm sorry for Sierra. She's tweaking. I can't apologize for her, though, so I'm tweaking right now.
For my entire lifetime and then some, and we know that I'm a unk, and was both used in a positive and negative light. There was a point in time in modeling and pop culture and in fashion in which Asian features were something that you wanted to strive for. You wanted to be somebody that looked a little foreign. But ultimately, that was something in the early 2000s that was accepted. And, you know, during those days, they were letting a whole bunch of things that was offensive fly. In 2025 or 2024, when you posted it, it was 100% known to be offensive, and you are young enough to understand that it was derogatory. I can't stress that enough. But like I said, Love Island has a racism problem because she's not the only person on the cast who has used racial slurs. And this time, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about if this was racist. This was the granddaddy of them all.
Right, you fuck my nigga, perfect, but that's it. Like, now I'm fucking my nigga. He's my nigga. Yeah. Like, bye, bitch. Are you that nigga that controls what she wears? Or...
Hey, I can comment on this one.
I don't care. Maybe it's just me, bro, because I really don't care when, like, especially like Hispanics, because Hispanics just say that shit all the time. I'm an ATL right now, so it's like, I hear that shit, I don't give a fuck. Some black niggas, like, some niggas do give a fuck, so maybe I'm just not one of them, or maybe I'm the minority, or maybe I'm the majority, I don't know, but that shit don't fucking bother me, gang, but... I'm black. I'm only one person out of millions, so it is what it is.
People don't even sound right saying it. They look like caricatures. They sound like
they don't sound right saying niggas.
So fake and made up. But this is just
my
another
nigga
example of somebody who said something in the past that was racist, that was clearly on the internet, and Love Island just didn't give a damn. We don't want your half-assed apologies after you've been on the show either. Like, we really don't give a fuck about that.
Lincoln, you missed it, but
they want an apology.
MAGA lover herself, Yulissa, was kicked off Love Island for saying the N-word, and she has released her statement. So sit back and let me read it to you. Yulissa Escobar official statement. I love how you're saying it as if you're the president of the United States, which you love him. First, I want to apologize for using a word I had no right in using.
Wait, why is she covering this? Wasn't a nice, lovely Asian lady covering the Sierra shit? Why are we watching this white person cover a racial slur towards my people?
Should also not be in your vocabulary. Podcast clips from years ago have recently resurfaced, and I want to address it directly. In those clips, I use a word I never should have used, a racial slur. I used it ignorantly, not fully understanding the weight, history, or pain behind it. Well, you said it over and over and over and over and over. I wasn't trying to be offensive or harmful, but I recognize now that intention doesn't excuse impact. And the impact of that word is real. It's tied to generations of trauma, and it is not mine to use. That's correct. At the time, I was speaking casually in conversation, not thinking deeply or critically about what I was saying. But that doesn't take away from how wrong it was. The truth is, I didn't know better then, but I do now. I've taken time to reflect, to learn, and to grow from that moment. You mean in like the day you got kicked off the show, or like someone showed you that recently and you said, oh my God, how could I have done that? That was so ignorant of me. When was the reflection period?
Look, the truth of the matter is that these people don't care about using the words. It doesn't surprise me that 2 white women got caught using racial terms from the show or previous to the show and are only having some sort of remorse about the situation after the show has been aired or after they've been called out by the masses. Hell, even in Sierra's situation, there was somebody that tried to call her out at the time, and she was very dismissive of the things that she said.
Yeah, I did hear, but I did hear about that.
I don't have space or place for those that are ignorant. I can understand and take in situations and circumstances where somebody is truly learning in real time about a word or a meaning or a definition definition that ultimately becomes something that is racist or you know, something that they did not know before. But these people knew, especially Alyssa, the N-word user. I have no grace for her, because to double and triple down on that point, when she took to live platforms to talk about the incident, she held no responsibility for herself and kind of just kept brushing around the argument, which is counter to her own apology.
Have you guys found another video of me talking like that? No, you found that video from 4 years ago, and you guys are still holding on to that. Like if I haven't grown as a person since then. You were still old enough to know that you shouldn't be saying it, though. 100%, I was old. I was like 23. I should have not been speaking like that. I get that. And that Asian bullshit is bullshit. That whole like outfit shit, bro, give me a break. All of you, give me a fucking break. It's okay to cosplay a fucking costume, but I can't appreciate a look and like it be fashion. You guys are
what are you getting ready for?
Love Island is a little bit complex.
Someone said, what are you getting ready for? I don't know why that's so funny to me.
They do on the show. I think the show is quite simple. You spit milk in people's mouths, or you lay down with somebody.
That shit was so nasty.
And have some quickies. That part of the show isn't the most complex part. The complex part is how it raises questions about race relations in America in 2025. You would think that a lot of these things, based off of what people tell you in the media or, you know, online or whatever the case may be, should not exist. But dealing with real life situations where you have real life people who are young 20-year-olds who really should be more tolerant as they are supposed to be described as, should not be facing all these things. But it is bringing out, you know, some of the most vile and nasty content, not necessarily just from the people on the show, but the people who are also consuming the show are being nasty about the show.
Alondria and Shelly. Oh, they're acting like they're beating up Alondria and Shelly?
Adelaine Morin. The fact that you have 1.1 million followers and you went on here and decided to try and normalize violence towards black women. This is also what I mean when I say that people this season have been acting.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, because what the fuck Alondria and Shelly do? Now, they had their moments, but overall, they was pretty straight, especially Shelly. Shelly was chilling until... I ain't gonna lie, I thought she was tripping with that hoodie shit, but they edited it out so we see why Shelly was mad. So Shelly was valid this whole... I have a problem with Shelly the whole time. I did have a problem with Shelly, now I'm tripping. When she was fucking with Chris and Ace, and she was being a hypocrite with that shit. Cool. But that was it. Alondria, she was so cool until she got messy with Taylor at the fucking mail shit. She tried to be all nasty. And I'm like, all right, Alondria, now you acting like a bitch. Can't lie. But... Legend was still cool. Besides that, everything else like so. Why? Yeah, that's gotta be some rass. My fault, not racist. I don't think this is the Ace's word. So I'm gonna say that's definitely racist, or comes off as racist a lot.
True colors. Because how is it that your response to just disagreeing with somebody on the show or whatever the case is to make a video with punching bags and say that you're punching Alondria and Shelly?
Yeah.
You think this shit is just a TV show?
That's Selena Gomez?
This is people's real lives. This affects black women in real life. The rhetoric that people are spewing has consequences that go beyond a TV show. And so I don't think people understand that. And of course, then there are always going to be people in the comments who say, it's not about race, it's not about race. Well, what is it then? Because now we have multiple examples of black women specifically being targeted with violence. Brands making violent posts about them. This influencer making a violent post about them. As I said before, all this season of Love Island showed me is the political climate that we're currently living in and why this hateful bigot is in office.
Nah, what Love Island showed me about how toxic women are. These Huddle fans, these hood rats, these Hurricane Hudda, whatever. Ugh. But yeah, that part a little bit too, but mainly like how toxic women are, bro. They keep defending some toxicity and manipulation tactics. That's just nasty as fuck with no accountability shown.
You know, you should know me by now. I'm always going to start with a lightweight one, but it escalates from there because not only are they treating black women like a metaphorical punching bag, they are hacking into their accounts and posting disgusting and disturbing images that I'll let them describe it.
This season of Love Island has really brought
Photoshop
some of these
Alondria onto George Floyd's body with hood on top. What?
fans, because what do you mean you Photoshop Alondria onto George Floyd's body and thought everybody was gonna be laughing with you?
Yeah, that's
show at this point.
What Love Island is experiencing
crazy
isn't anything new. 2 parts. 1, making an interracial dating show where there are people of opposite races that are participating in love is going to incite and invite racism, violence, think pieces, disgusting photoshops, all that stuff on the internet. We are not past that as a country, and it's just clear as day on the show. But 2, it also brings up this conversation or talking point about how the cast members themselves need to be vetted more about them and their personal backgrounds. Making sure that they don't have, podcasts where they spew the N-word online, or photos from Instagram from years ago where they said Asian slurs. Like, I don't even know how that goes past somebody. Now, granted, they might not have seen it, but the fact still remains that there should be a better vetting process of the participants on the show. Otherwise, you're going to be faced with America's problem on national television. And I don't think I have enough time to get into the layers and layers and layers of microaggressions that were broadcasted on television from one contestant to the next contestant. I know Shelly and Alandria's mental health and stability has to be, tested at this point in time, even though Shelly is no longer on the show. But just the entirety of this season has revealed an ugly part of America that we are not past yet. And honestly, it should be addressed.
It should be addressed, Omar. It should be, bro. This shit, bro. To be fair, I only watched Love Island because my girl wanted to watch it, and we wanted to watch a show together. So, and after the first 4 episodes, I ain't gonna lie, your boy was hooked. So I was like, yo, babe, when we watching Love Island? And I was like, damn, we gotta catch it, because we were like behind like 10 episodes at the time, because I didn't know that shit comes out every fucking day. What? I'm thinking it's like once a week type of thing, bro. No. She said, what? It comes out like 5 times a week. I'm like, it comes out 5 times a week? She's like, yes, we got it. Like, damn. That's crazy. So we was watching it probably like 2, 3 episodes. Nothing. Try to make it 3, but definitely like 2 a night sometimes. That shit. But I wasn't tripping. Like, it wasn't even like. Now, I will say, it was insufferable to watch some people how people were treated, and see, like, that doesn't get talked about. That, and then right now, Hooded and Chris, I stopped watching, I think, after like 32. Whenever Chris was mad about her not wanting to kiss him in public, that's when I started like really watching, because they sent Taylor and Clark home. That I was like, all right, because I was rooting for them. I don't really care about anybody else for real, even Ace and Shelly. Then I heard they got voted off. I didn't watch that episode, but I heard they got voted off. I said, oh yeah, this shit over with. It's gonna be a Maya, what's the name, gonna win that shit. So it was still a good fun ride though to watch it and watch all the memes and TikToks that came with it, bro. JD's new song, I think it's coming out soon. That shit is gonna go crazy. I might react to that on the channel. And we see that boy, the man Jeremiah blew up, huh? They claim he had like 44 followers. Now he got like 1 mil or 2 mil on TikTok. Good for him, bro. Jeremiah deserves it, bro. After what he went through with that toxic manipulator, he deserves it, bro. So yeah, Sierra was tripping. She was tripping. Not gonna doubt that. That's yeah. I don't know, bro. Stay tweaking.
What the fuck?